What's happening, peoples? Welcome to another edition of Black and Blue. And this time we're talking about the blockbuster sensation, Black Panther. Man, Black Ice, 218 million so far opening weekend, and the weekend ain't even done yet.
That's crazy. Tomorrow's a holiday, so that even more money coming in.
Ah, that's right. It is President's Day, huh?
Yeah, so they said they expecting a lot more sales tomorrow too.
Okay, okay. So
Yeah, so it's crazy. 'Cause I think it cost 200 mil to make the movie, so they basically broke even plus first weekend,
yeah, they broke even and they gonna make more. We ain't talking about
and that just domestic box office. So they're not including the international box office.
that's not DVDs, that's not toys, that's not shirts, that's not
Yeah,
merchandise. Oh, they definitely doing their thing, man.
cash money, bro.
I know you always, rock with the comic books, man. What give us a little history on that Black Panther, man.
Um, I read it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I seen some real hardcore comic book nerds that really know about Black Panther. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? I didn't know the gist of it. I mean, I know Black Panther introduced in 1966, and Stan Lee, Jack Kirby brought him in, and of course, Black Panther is a title, not exactly a person. So, like any person who is king is the Black Panther. So there are
Mm,
multiple Black Panthers,
okay.
and so of course, Black Panther is king of Wakanda, a fictional country in Africa that was never colonized by Europeans, and because between that and this rare material called vibranium that hit their area,
Hmm.
they're the most advanced nation and the richest on Earth. Period. Um, which is amazing. So, in contrast, I guess in comparison to the rest of the comic book universe, Black Panther is the richest or one of the richest and most powerful characters ever.
Right.
Um, and I think that's awesome considering that especially the past 10 years, we got a lot of emphasis on Iron Man. Cause Iron Man was he was a billionaire and he got all this tech. So you got somebody, you had this black guy, he had more than him.
Okay.
You know, so that just puts like make a comparison there. So it lets you know how great this is. So of course it's a really big deal, and a cool thing about this the way this movie was done, they just didn't throw you in blind with Black Panther. They introduced him in the last Captain America movie when his father died. So we got a little bit of action. So of course from that appearance kind of led up to the hype
Okay.
to this full blown movie. So yeah,
I
man.
know a lot of people, man. They came out suited and booted with their African attire. And just make sure your African attire don't say made in China. Some of y'all ain't had that real kente cloth. Y'all fronting, and I know that.
Oh man, I was laughing when I saw the movie, man, because I was like, I saw the people garbed up, man. I'm like, bruh, I dress like this every Saturday. I go to church, so
Oh wow. Okay.
so yeah, you mean so actually, I wasn't dressed at all. I was like, man, I dress like this every weekend anyway. You know what I mean? So this is nothing new for me. Um, but I thought the coolest thing I saw, well, I saw the movie on Friday.
Okay. I did
I saw
too.
a little white kid. I saw this little white boy, man. He had to be like 5, 6 years old, and he had his Black Panther mask on. His dad going to see the movie, and I thought like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's
So
real. That's real.
yeah, that image by itself says a lot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so of course, this movie made a ton of money, but it wasn't just our people. I mean, it appealed to everybody. 'Cause it is Disney, it is Marvel.
Right.
So a lot of hardcore fans, period, wanted to see the movie, so which is great.
And that's another
Um,
thing I liked about it too. Going to the movies, I didn't necessarily dress up like that. I wore my regular gear, but to
mhm.
the comic enthusiasts to go like the Comic Con and all those things, just to see people who really that's their thing. Now they got somebody black that they can embrace. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. I watched a few people come in with their outfits and costumes. Like, yeah, that's pretty dope. I really respected that. You know what I mean?
I mean, our people look beautiful in ethnic attire. Period. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And honestly, I made a post about it on social media, man. I'd like to see that more often. To be honest, just because.
Right.
You know, so but yeah, man. I mean, but how you feel about the movie? I mean, for me, man, I thought it was beautiful, man. Like through and through.
This is how I felt about the movie. This is coming from a person that's I'm more of a as far as films and stuff. I'm more reality based. I never was big on the whole sci-fi, the whole Star Wars. I mean, I seen bits and pieces here and there. I seen some of the Marvel stuff here and there. Seen some of the Avengers or all that stuff here and there. But this was a great movie. Like I was like, all right, cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was like, wow, maybe if this had came out when I was younger, maybe like when kids were like, I had toys like Star Wars and stuff, but I never was into the movie. Maybe if that was a, seeing someone like I wasn't trying to be Lando Calrissian with no perm and no comp, you know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much all we had at that time. So
Yeah,
I
true.
thoroughly enjoyed it, man. And it's one of those movies
Yeah.
that I'm gonna see it again. Now, hell, we in
Absolutely.
2018. I'm gonna keep it 100. We got fire stick and everything going around here. I paid my initial money.
Yeah.
Now for the whole analyzing and breaking it down, yeah, we gonna catch them.
Yeah, right, right. Yeah, I definitely want to see it again. As I wouldn't mind if I can find a time,
Mhm.
I wouldn't mind going to the local theater down the street and catch it for $5 during in the middle of the week.
Well,
You know
okay,
what I
yeah,
mean?
I do
Just
that.
to
I do that. I do that.
you know what I'm saying? It's like just experience that again. I mean the movie was great on so many levels, but I had to admit that I was surprised how emotional I got, just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because like, we've been talking about this movie for like months now,
Mhm.
and then to finally see it, I ain't gonna lie, man, I did share a tear, man. Like, I was just amazed at the fact that, cause I've been the main one championing the lack of representation of straight black males in positive roles.
Okay.
And I'm one of the main people that's been bringing that up consistently because I just feel like nobody talks about it,
Mhm.
and and to finally see that on the big screen the first time in a long time, what I mean, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Talk about that a
So,
little bit more because you're not the first person, male or female, African American, black, that talked about after they saw it. It kind of teared them up a little bit. It didn't have that effect on me, but what brought that out?
yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about all the shows we did in the past, and even our conversations off air, between me and you and others, and because I just feel like every time I turn on the news, everybody talk about LGBT representation, the gay representation in TVs and shows, and women representation. Like that's all we hear about,
Okay.
and I'm not knocking that at all, but I feel like the more they talk about it, the more we go to the back burner,
Okay.
and then you really start. And it's funny. 'Cause I talked to one of my homeboys not too long ago. He didn't even realize how I brought it to his attention. 'Cause, he watched a lot of TV and watched a lot of movies. And I'm like, we know how many can you count of? And I had to be real specific of straight black male characters in a positive role.
Right.
You know, and it's very rare. Like, yeah, you see the gay ones in there, maybe a positive role, but every time I see a straight one in there, it's almost like he always a bad guy, always. And then if somebody speaks up about it, they demonize
Right.
about it, or why you complaining? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it's okay. You talk about gay representation, they apply you for that. It's okay to talk about female representation, they apply you for that. But every time the man speaks up about black men speak up about certain things, you told to get over it. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So, and I think that way it hit me because I'm beginning to make a list for this year, of the lack of straight black male representation in positive roles,
Okay.
and and one thing he was talking about was Angela. Funny, Angela Bassett's in Black Panther, but Angela Bassett also is a star of the new hit Fox show 911.
Right.
And I watched about 4 or 5 episodes, bro. I'm about 4 or 5 episodes in, and I have yet to see one straight black male in a positive role. And I'm talking we are about five
We're
episodes
not gonna
in.
get off subject, but it's interesting because we talked about that on a previous show. You actually like that show. Despite, yeah,
Yeah,
like that, you like let's be keep it 100, Ryan. You never said it was a bad show. You said it was a great show, but that lack of representation was your issue. And when the first time we spoke about it, it was only 2 episodes you actually had seen, and they had already, greenlit it for another season. So the fact that you sitting here and you on the fifth show, despite your critiques, you obviously it's a good show. So that's not a knock on the show. We just expressing some
Yeah.
realness. Hey, where we at?
Yeah.
We
We just
do
call
exist. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, we just calling it out. And, like, and the same thing with Black Panther. Love the movie to death, but of course, in this episode, I will talk about some things I did like in the movie. You know
Right.
what I mean? So yeah, man. But that would draw the emotions out of me when I saw it.
That's
You
true.
know.
Okay. And you know, another thing that I loved about it, man, was like the wardrobes from from their
Yeah.
regular attire to their warrior, to their warrior gear, man.
Yeah.
I think with the costume designer is a black woman. Her name is Ruth E. Carter, man. She been in the game for a minute. You know, she actually got 2 Academy Award nominations for some of her work in the past as a costume designer. So people that don't know, black woman did that. She's worked on Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, Selma, Amistad. What's Love Got to Do with It? So it's some sisters out there with that design thing. And that's another thing I love about the movie. Me having a daughter, is so many aspects that you can show her the greatness of black women and so many things that they can do, especially
Yeah.
with the whole
Absolutely. I
fashion
mean,
design. It ain't just about putting your designs in the clothing store and trying to fight, trying to get your stuff placed. But that's a big, that's a whole nother topic in itself. It just shows the creative
hmm
things that we can do all the way around. And that's another thing I like about the movie, even from Black Panther's sister. She was like
oh yeah, sure.
a scientist. What you call it?
hmm
Robotics
Yeah, she's an engineer.
engineer. Right, man.
hmm
The stuff that she was designing, it just gives so many. It just shows how great our people are. Besides sports and entertainment, though technically this was entertainment, but it gave you a look at how great we are, man, and where we come from. You can't destroy it. Everybody done tried, but we ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. That one thing I noticed that when I saw that movie, man, about Marvel movies,
Hmm.
they make science look cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like DC, you got all these gods and goddesses with these powers, but Marvel, like even with Iron Man, like he was a scientist, but he was a cool guy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I'm glad in Black Panther they continue that coolness and her being so young too,
Right.
putting this stuff together, man. You know what I mean? So I thought that's incredible, man. So yeah, but yeah, black women were well represented in this movie. All throughout. So
I
um,
know I keep hopping on the sisters, man, but much respect to them. I like the female warriors, the Dora Malahi. I might be saying it wrong, but they were actually, they
so,
said it was semi based on the homie Amazon women, and they were around from the 17th to the 20th century, and they actually protected kingdoms and the king, and they was a West African, and they were fierce, and it's kind of in the area now that says like in the Republic of Benin. So it's like, for all kids, man, and adults, man, it's just so many learning atmospheres. I like a movie that once you leave, it's so many directions and research that you can go and learn so much more. That's
yeah.
another brilliant thing, definitely, that I loved about the movie, and definitely gonna say it again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a superhero movie, it was just refreshing. Period. It wasn't your typical superhero movie. It was a great movie. Period. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? From the story to the characters, and really, it came off more like a. I remember they had an interview with the producer. They had a black producer for this movie, and I remember him saying last year that Black Panther would be a mix between James Bond and The Godfather. You know what I mean? And that what it was. You know what I mean? Because Black Panther, like he wasn't really out there about who he was. Like I hate to keep using Iron Man as a comparison, but yeah, but like Tony Stark was always bragging. He had his ego and showing off, and T'Challa has always been cool about it. Like you know what I mean? He's going to get the job done.
That's the thing
So
about black people, man. We got that swag automatically. You gonna see us when we walk in the room. We ain't
yeah,
got to talk. Hell.
well, right.
That's
You know what I'm
that's
saying? So I thought that was so cool, and I think it's a story that we can relate to throughout history. Even in the Bible, we got the family feuds, and 'cause that basically what the movie was about.
about a family feud.
Uh, yeah, a transfer of power, and then, so it's not. And I think why that's why you liked it so much because that's something you read many times throughout history.
Right.
So it's not like some new thing, some new concept. Like somebody takes power, You know, anytime you have a transfer of power, there gonna be conflict.
All the
You know,
time.
with any change period. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah. So I thought that was really well done as well.
Okay, okay, okay. Who's your favorite character, man?
Uh, man,
Mine.
Shuri,
Who?
the young chick.
Okay.
Definitely, man, because she stole the scene. Every scene she was in, man, like she lightened up the mood. Like it was a glow to her. You know what I mean? Putting stuff together, man, and I give the Black Panther as well, man. Like I just feel like his role was kind of subdued throughout the movie, but everybody respected him though. You know what I mean? Like he kept everything in line, so to speak. I thought.
See, I was more Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, man.
Yeah,
That
and
I like her. He was just he was just smart. I wouldn't even call him a criminal, but if you technically, he was smart. Sometimes you have too much
yeah.
power and you kind of use it the wrong way. But hell,
Hmm.
I ain't agree with Black Panther and them use a lot of their power the wrong way too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 'cause they both wasn't perfect by far. Um, and I mean, for Black Panther, I mean, he didn't really make so much mistakes, but his parents, his ancestors did. His father did. You know what I mean? His father and the past decisions that the other kings made. You know, because he just got into his role, so I guess he wasn't king long enough to make any real mistakes yet. I
Hmm.
guess. Uh, so yeah, so about the part about him by leaving the boy behind when he had to kill when his father had to kill his brother.
Right.
You know what I mean? I thought yeah, I did believe I rock with T'Challa with that. Like you shouldn't let the boy behind. You should have brought the boy home with y'all. You know what I mean? So and you see what that created. You
Right.
know what I mean? The beast. So I didn't agree with that decision. And I've been seeing a lot of people saying Killmonger was right. Like I saw a lot of people, and I was slightly offended. Like, cause this is a Disney movie, and if you know the history of Disney, it's gonna be an agenda in every film of some sort.
Hmm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was peeping for the agenda because I didn't know what it was going to be about.
Okay.
And then I was seeing all the Marvel movies, and then all the movies in the past 10 years. This is the first time I see more people applauding the villain than the hero. You know,
Well,
and I wonder that was done on
I
purpose.
don't know if it was done on purpose. Well, put it like okay. I look at it like this. They have to. But as I said before, I've never been a sci-fi person like that. And if this is what we if this is
Mm,
considered a sci-fi movie, so it has to tie in with the other movies. I get that, but then I come to from me personally, just me personally. I'm more of a realistic person. To like what's going on, what we're doing. So with Killmonger, he was too jaded because they killed his father. So that was the issue. So that made him corrupt. But at the same time, I personally didn't like the ending of the movie because as
mm,
when they came into technically they the smartest, they got the vibranium. You saw how the world was when and they came to the United Nations and they asked them, well, what is this small country? What do you guys have to offer? And they started smiling. My thing is like,
mm.
damn, no matter how great we are, we still begging to sit at somebody else's table. That's how I
Yeah,
looked at it, and that's why I rolled with Killmonger.
yeah. I mean, nah, don't get me wrong. Killmonger was great. I mean, and not so much because he was great
And
as a
then
bad
the way
guy.
he
He was
died, I
great.
love the way he died. It was like he wasn't gonna kill him, but he was like, man, I'm not. Man, it just like to me that was like the slaves who some of the mothers who killed their own kids so they wouldn't be in slavery, or the ones who jumped off the boat prior to get coming to
Mm.
that's how I looked at that. Like, man, you ain't gonna just box me in no cage and you gonna try me before the people. We ain't gonna do that. Just go ahead, let take me out.
Yeah. I
That's
mean, he
kind
was.
of
I
why I
mean, he.
respected my boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was intelligent. He made some great points. And what I like about Killmonger because he made sense as a villain. I mean,
Hmm.
he wasn't just some random bad guy who just wanted to take over the world. There's a reason why he felt the way he felt, and I think us black people can relate to him because of some of the things that he said and brought up. And some of it I do agree. I do agree with, and I thought it was powerful. His last line was, and I'm just paraphrasing when he talked about he rather die, die free
Right.
than to be in bondage,
Right.
right, and live in bondage, and because he knew, and he had to be punished, like, because a lot of people sympathized with him, and they humanized him. But I think the problem I had with it, they humanized him too much, and I say that because, like, we put it in perspective to real world events,
Okay.
right? All right, we look at Hitler, all right, and Hitler, he needed to take over Germany. He had a lot of influence and power and support to
Okay.
get where he was at from the people, right? And the people supported him because they felt like they were oppressed and was done wrong, and he was going to avenge them. So you see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going with this?
Mm-hmm.
So he went with it. He had his whole hatred as well. He grew up with the hatred for the Jewish people. Now if you talk about Hitler to this day, we would immediately say he was evil. He wasn't human or anything. Like, you can't even humanize him because you saw what happened to Erykah Badu when she tried to humanize Hitler.
Right.
She had so much backlash. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? And she was just making a joke saying he was a good painter. That's how bad it was. So you put that in the same perspective as Killmonger. His plan was to send these weapons out and do what? Kill the white people, right?
Right.
But we humanized him to the point we still felt for him despite his plans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm coming from that aspect of it. I just feel like they humanized him too much. I want to relate to him to why he's doing what he's doing, but not to the part like you felt more sorry for him than you did for Black Panther.
Right.
You know, but I think I did a common mistake that this movie made was sometimes I feel like they made Africa into a country and not a continent. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I say that because they try to make it seem like Killmonger, like, you see our people getting shipped all over the world, they're slaves, and you do nothing. Yo, Africa is a continent with many black races and many black cultures.
Right.
Like, these niggas weren't getting along before Europeans got there. It was like it was one big peaceful continent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that wasn't their people. You know what I mean? So, like, you can't expect them like, oh yeah, we're going to champion for all that. And so that one part I didn't like about it. Second part that nobody mentioned, Killmonger was mixed. He's half Wakandan and half quote unquote African American. That's two different things.
So he got a different outlook too.
Right, because his mom is a descendant from slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he can relate to that.
He can relate to that too. And that's a whole nother subject. It's like Africans and African Americans and black people. Sometimes we jail, sometimes we don't. Sometimes it's kind of like they think they better. I'm keeping 100. But then my mentality is, well, ain't nobody, y'all came over when this shit got good. Ain't nobody sending no fucking rescue ships to come and get our ass.
You're right.
So,
and that's what I feel about it too, because that's why I kind of hate when they say, by us being raised calling us black people or African Americans, we've been so grouped up into one group that we don't realize we can't separate them when it comes to Africa.
Right. Because like, where you gonna send us back to? We come all they captured us from everywhere. Shit.
Right, and then let's keep it 100 now. For us, we come from Africa. We don't look African. Like, if I put you next to an African person, I can tell which one of y'all is African. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we already look different, for one, and then like I say, we had two different upbringings. Two, you know what I'm saying? And three, let's keep it 100. Africans in general don't really F with us like that.
That's what I just said.
You know what I mean? They have their own communities. They have their own businesses. You know what I'm saying? So they put up higher than us too. So I feel like in the movie they're trying to group us all together as one.
Okay.
And like I said, and they made some people who have some spite towards Black Panther towards the end. I'm like, yo, that's a whole different race.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's it is whole different. The mentality and everything.
So you're right. So I feel like some people so I was reading through like these responses online and reading people's viewpoints. I'm like, man, I don't realize no, we weren't the same. Everybody in the whole continent is not the same. Because like I said, because you have, and me coming from a biblical perspective, we came from the sons of Noah. We had 3 sons, and 2 of those sons were boys of color, Ham and Shem. Ham with the African people, Shem towards the Middle East, the Israelite people came from. You know what I mean? So that alone shows you like all black people is not the same. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we failed to really get that. And of course, by watching Black Panther, since it is a fictional country, they combine so many elements from other countries and cultures too. So
Okay.
that was a good thing and a bad thing. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So a good thing that we got, like I said, we learned so much more. It made me want to learn more about more of the cultures over there. But the bad thing that I think mentally we think that we all exactly the same and we're not. You know, that's probably my head with. Now the good thing is, now I didn't sit here and just throw Killmonger on the bus. I did agree with him about his statement. But what I didn't disagree with was a lot of people who agree with him. And here's why I say that. He said something really real. Like one good thing about Killmonger, he understood the true price of freedom is blood and death.
He
You
did.
know,
He
and
did.
he even said, and, you know what I'm saying? Even in the very beginning, and he was in the museum, he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna take this because you didn't pay for it, so why should I pay for it?"
Right.
You know? So
Exactly.
you know, so
Technically, he was
you
like,
know
"This
what I'm saying?
mine. This my people." And so,
You
you know,
know?
it's crazy. It's totally off subject. It's sort of like they couldn't get OJ for murder, but y'all sitting him to jail for damn near 10 years for going to take his shit back. Like, that's
You're
just like,
funny.
yo,
Right.
dude upstairs, yo man, he got my computer, my watch. I'm like, yo, Chris, we going to get my shit back.
Man, they call it decade of time for that. Taking to make his own shit. That's real shit though. So it's like, so yeah, I totally agree on his perspective from that end. But the problem I had with so many people agree with him, that people that agree with him really don't live by it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like Killmonger, he was willing to make the sacrifice. He was willing to make the violent sacrifice to get his freedom, and he wasn't indulged in European culture at all. Like he even dressed different. You know what I mean? So you never see Killmonger walk around with the latest fashions or him. You didn't see him act very American at all, really, as far as
I don't
lifestyle
know.
wise.
That's true, but you know, his wardrobe.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
you
something
had
that
like
everybody
the
might be
zipper
wearing
vest
today
on and
you know, with his jeans and his glasses and everything. He looked like the normal young black person
yeah, he
walking
did,
around. You
he
know what I'm
did.
saying? He had his swag on.
He did. He had his own little flavor to
That
him.
that was that was me.
Yeah, he
That was like,
did.
okay, I'll rock with that.
Yeah, you're right. I just like the fact he didn't look like your typical Atlanta nigga per
Right,
se,
right.
so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So he has his own different flavor to it, man. I feel like, and many people was aiming like, oh, amen to the statement. Y'all don't really believe that because I feel like most of us still don't realize we are in bondage here.
Right.
We too comfortable or content here. You know what I'm saying? And it's so funny, man. My priest, he saw the movie too on Friday because we
Okay.
were talking about that during class on Saturday, and he brought up some stuff that I didn't even catch because me and him caught a lot of stuff, but it was a
That's why
lot
it's
of
one of
jokes. It
those
was so
movies you
funny.
gotta watch it a few times because there's so much you gonna miss the first time though.
Oh, definitely. But we don't realize how many people in Hollywood retell our story in the Bible and we don't even know it. like even from the horn when the dude blew the horn and the rhinos came,
Right.
that horn is biblical, bro. That was a ram's horn. Like so
Oh,
it's
who was
amazing
that?
like
That
that.
was
But you,
Mbakum's. I think that was his name. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. I
No,
mean,
no, 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 no. Who's that? No,
not
no, no,
him, but
not
the guy
him.
from Get
Yeah,
Out.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, the guy from Get Out. Yeah, him. Yeah. So so there was so many elements in there that we didn't even catch on to how they retelling our story on a like on a slick and we don't even catch it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but and I say that go back to my point. Um, when Moses led the people out of Egypt into the desert, people were crying to leave Egypt. They're crying because there was abundance. And then when they got out and the stuff got a little hard, oh, I want to go back to Egypt. Oh, we had so much better in Egypt. Even though they were damn slaves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I feel like the same mentality is done here. So like, yeah, life is not fair, but hell, shit, if I play ball, I can still live good. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's not true freedom.
That's true.
You know? So I feel like us as a people, we still love America too much, despite them shitting on us on a daily basis, gunning us down, throwing us in jail,
At some point,
underpaying
it's like
us.
that Stockholm syndrome. You start to love your oppressor or your kidnapper or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Killmonger didn't. You know what I mean? So like, yo, so don't sit here like, oh yeah, Killmonger was right. No, cause you wouldn't. No, nigga, cause you wouldn't done what he would have did. You know, you not really make that change or sacrifice to get what he wanted.
That's
You
true.
know. So yeah. So I mean, so I think that's I guess that bothered me a little bit. 'Cause I'm like, okay, I'm seeing this hashtag Killmonger was right. Yeah, he was right to a certain extent, but you're not gonna do that. You read a tweet about it. You read a
Right.
video
I ain't say
argument
I'm
about
not.
it.
First of all, I'm not gonna say Killmonger was 100% correct. I just
Yeah,
said
well, you know,
I lean
right.
towards him because at the ending of the movie, it still was the hidden message of the assimilation that you want to eat at the white man's table. Yeah, your food ain't your
Yeah,
fault.
yeah, that part,
Technically,
yeah. I
if I mean nothing, this ain't no racist issue. It's just like if you technically you're smarter, you did all this technology shit that's going on in the film, but you so happy to sit at the table.
Yeah, I didn't. When he joined the UN, I already know that's trouble right there. You still, like you say,
But at
you
the
like to
same
teach this
token,
shit to white.
this is where I okay, you know me. I deal more reality based, but I understand where they were going from with the whole movie, the Captain America. They saved the world, so yeah, I get that from the storyline plot, and I get where they're going with that. Okay, but still, from a reality view, I'm like, that's my little side. I like, yeah, but
Yeah, yeah, like you already history has shown. Do not trust Europeans.
right,
Period.
pretty much.
History has shown that. So by you now finally by expose yourself and let these people what you got, let them know what you have. They all about to come at you, and and that's the problem I had with. That's another thing I had a problem with Killmonger
Hmm.
that people agreed with because people are like yeah I'll rock with him with that. And my thing is okay. Think about the scenario. Think about if the part when he was shipping off all those weapons to across the world, and the white guy, the CIA agent, had to shoot him down to prevent him from leaving
Uh
Wakanda.
huh.
Okay, so what if he didn't do that? What if the weapons that would have made it out the country, made it to New York and these other places, and put them in the hands of people that are oppressed? You put it in the hands of thugs, basically, an untrained army with no plan. You know what I mean? So
But the thing
basically,
was, you gotta realize Killmonger didn't plan on dying. He had the plan.
you mean he ain't planning on dying?
He didn't plan on what's it
Oh, just T'Challa to take him
to
out.
coming back. He had already beat him. He thought he was gone. He thought he was dead. So really, he was gonna be leading the charge.
Right, but yeah, but he wasn't leading with just the Wakandan people. He was shipping weapons out to people in the streets, though.
But my thing was, you got well. I think that's why it's like it's like how would it what went how he became king? Yeah, he was a maniac, a tyrant. But at the same token, if that stuff went out into the world, he still was gonna be the leader.
See, and that to me that's debatable because I feel like you putting these weapons, these dangerous weapons in the hands of untrained people, who may or may
But my
not
thing
be.
is, had he had stayed in power, I figured he would have trained them a lot how to do that. And then the dude like you was talking about from Get Out, who actually turned out to be like his loyal soldiers, and they was fighting for him. Had
Mm-hmm.
they won, he had an army to take that, and he passed it down to his generals, and then they spread out throughout the world. So I looked at it as if he had. I'm not agreeing with his plan like that because he
Mm-hmm.
was just on some, whatever, just take everybody out type of shit. But
Yeah.
at the same
Well,
token, I
mhm.
think he probably had a plan. I think he had a plan too.
I saw it from different perspectives.
Hmm.
I saw it as proof that no matter how smart he is, Killmonger went to MIT,
Right.
trained the best soldiers and all that stuff, right? And he was still indoctrinated. Cause remember when he caused civil war in Wakanda, what that white man said? He was trained to destabilize governments. We trained him to do that. He had no moral compass. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So he's still taking it. So he fighting America with American strategy.
Okay. Yeah. You're
So
right.
he
You're right.
fighting
Okay. Yeah.
he
That was an interesting point too. But I
yeah
mean, but then
so
again, if you want to get technical with it, that was T'Challa. That was his dad fault. Cause you left him out there, you left him
yeah.
out
I
there to
mean
fend for himself.
absolutely
So I mean, you did that.
yeah
We could go all day about what's because ain't
yeah
nothing is 100% right and nothing is 100% wrong. You know what I mean? So I definitely
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah,
But you know what was
yeah.
interesting with the movie is sometimes, man, sometimes you just got to go to watch a movie and enjoy it for what it is. I mean, I've seen a lot of stuff on the internet, what if black people support, because yeah, the movie made 218 million opening so far. Obviously it wasn't all black people, but we probably about 100 of that. Let's
Mm.
keep it 100 million of that, or not more. And probably it's all said and done, we're gonna get that 218 just by ourselves alone too. But it's like, what if we supported black businesses like that?
Yeah.
What if how many of these parents out there that's not involved with their kids' education, going upstairs to these parent teacher conferences and all of that stuff. That's a whole lot of thinking too. Yeah, you right, but that's no need to kill the movie. That's more like, okay, so now we here, what we gonna do?
Yeah, one thing I noticed while you was talking about that, that was real ignorant that I saw was it was a petition that had thousands of signatures talking about they believe 25% of the profits of Black Panther should go back to the black community. I totally disagree with that shit.
That shit never gonna happen.
I mean, well, one, yeah, you're right. That never going to happen. But two, I thought that was a real stupid thing to even to demand. You know what I mean? Like, it's a movie. They invested. They get the profits. Period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
And
that's
not to
one.
cut you off, but then that's where it all comes back to our niggas got it sports and entertainment. So
Yeah.
imagine if we put all that effort as we came to see a great movie. If we put that into our
Mm.
communities, if we supported our own people, supported our own businesses, stood up, shit, stop sitting down, niggas,
Yeah.
stand the fuck up. Imagine if we did do
Yeah.
that. Don't blame Hollywood for that. What are you gonna do? Because it's almost like, I hate to say we in the era of followers, but how many people were amped to see this just because everything was going over social media? But
Oh.
let it be an issue that really needs to be affected. Like, I seen something like, imagine all these people had voted with Trump being offered. Well, I think that had to do, people wasn't feeling Hillary either. Let's keep it 100.
Absolutely, for him to win. Because that's so funny. Because like these same people, and that's man, our people, we still black people still don't get it. We call it in the midst of all this shit, and we don't know what to do with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So this for a fact that somebody even suggested that petition to get back 25%, letting you know you still don't get it.
Right.
You made another great point about Trump. There's a lot of people who did not. There's a lot of white people who did not, especially white women, that did not trust Hillary and voted for Trump. But what happened at this women's march? All black women marching with them for what? These same ones that said Black Lives don't matter. These are the same ones voted for
Right.
Trump. Now you marching with them now? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We still don't get it. We still want to be involved in everybody else's situations but our own. And none of them are working with us. We're the most hated people in the world. You know. And we still don't get it, man. It's sad to say that. So, I mean, like you say, we got to take our victories when we get them. I mean, like Black Panther. I mean, I'll
Right.
definitely take that
Right.
victory.
Me too.
And it was a great, awesome movie. But I mean, and I know, like you said,
Oh,
our people.
oh, it's a win, not a victory. And I know some people might be
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
that's
you
the
that right.
same
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You
Right,
can win a
right,
battle
right,
and lose the fucking war.
right.
So,
But but yeah, my peep game, man, because I know there's a lot of women who watch none of the Marvel movies, but just because they heard so much about it, through the hype that they want to be, they want to be part of it. You know what I'm saying? So how social media is. It's a like you said, it's a group thinking follower
right.
type of situation, and they don't want to be left out of it.
That's true.
So everybody talk about Black Panther. Well, let me go see what it's about. I
Yeah.
have
And
no interest in
I
superhero
applaud the
movies.
fact we had a predominantly all black cast.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
did their thing. And,
Yeah, everybody,
and,
man. Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker. I mean, the list goes
and
on.
and
And
I think like I said, the great thing about this movie is it opens up discussions in so many realms, and a lot of movies don't do that. I mean, you have basically topic of
that's
discussion
true.
of, even with like how we were talking about how even the movies that we are portrayed as is negative and all that, things like that. But technically, once you see the movie, it's real one-dimensional topic. Okay, this is what it was about. But this, you can go. We can talk about go on for days, and I think it opens up adults as well, really kids' minds. Man, they can go anywhere they want to do, research, learn different things
Yeah.
about their people. So that's one of the different things I loved about it, man. You know.
I really that's really all I really expect. I hope I can expect from the movie is how to affect the kids
Hmm.
because I already know the adults are already so far gone because a week or two later after this, my question gonna be like, okay, what have you changed? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know, I thought about what have you changed? Did you go do your research? Did it change your mindset? Did it change your spending habits? These type of things I want to know. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So like don't be here champion online, talk this that, and the third, and then at the end of it all, you still making no change, and that's really the foundation of our problems. Yeah, we can blame this shit on white people. We can blame this shit on Trump. You can blame this shit on anybody you want to. But at the end of the
You
day,
gotta take
you refuse to make any sacrifice or change for
right.
yourself.
You gotta. So at some
You know
points
what
you
I'm
gotta
saying?
make sacrifices in order to have any type of change. Hell, niggas won't even give up football shit.
Right. My point exactly. They couldn't give a football for one season. We could have broke them down, bro, so far down, so low, and they don't even realize it. But they went and sacrificed a football game. You know what I mean? So, but that just show you how far away that we at, because they turned woke. They turned woke into a popular term now that it had no meaning anymore. Like
And
if I
this is
easily
my
be like, let's go.
definition of woke. If you just woke up, I applaud you. But homie, I won't never sleep, so I ain't had to wake
You know, my thing. Don't say you're woke if you hadn't changed anything.
up.
It's one way. Yeah, okay. It's like saying, okay, I'm aware that I'm in an abusive relationship, but that don't mean shit that you're aware and not trying to get out of it.
Right.
You know, and when it comes to black people in America, this is what I feel like I feel like we in an abusive relationship with America. They love it so much. They getting their ass whooped every single day. Like fucking we Tina and Americans, and they beating the shit out of us, but we won't leave. You know
Right.
what I mean? So we sit and complain every day about what they doing wrong, but best believe 4th of July we celebrate their freedom like everybody else. Waving the flag, have a barbecue like everything good
This
today.
totally off subject, and I'm gonna stay on subject. It's just funny that you said the 4th of July, cause I ain't never heard this till about 3 summers ago. Niggas was getting. They talking about they going to the mall to get a 4th of July outfit. I ain't never heard that. I'm talking about they getting fresh like George and shit. Like I like a 4th of July. Okay, let's get back to Black Panther. You just hit a note with
Yeah.
that. I'm like, okay.
Oh man, I mean, this show where you at, man. Like even if people get dressed up for the movie, and that's normal because like hell, the Star Wars people do it all the time,
Right.
So I thought it was cool, but but I really hope that men and women both they dress up in these ethnic clothing and see themselves and realize like, dude, you look good in this too. Like spend a little bit less money on these high fashion brands that don't give a fuck about you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So and wear some black owned clothing. So but yeah, but this is the fact that the movie is good just for the fact that we can have multiple discussions about the
Yeah,
movie, like you said
exactly.
afterwards. Because usually after I see a movie like that, oh yeah, that's a cool ass action movie, man. They kicked ass. All right, so we'll be eating for dinner. You know what I
Right.
mean? But this one it was on so many different levels, and I hope it bring and not just for us, even for some white people too. You
Right.
know what I mean? So and they see some things too, and especially and that's among the adults. But once again, the kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like once the little white boy with the Black Panther mask on. You know what I mean? So now who knows how they may affect him growing up that he may see things a little bit differently now. So
That's true.
um,
Respect that.
you know what I mean? Yeah, man. So so many levels it was a success. I loved it. The writer, director, Ryan Coogler,
Yeah, dope
dude
dude.
only 31 years old, young guy, killing it. You know what I
He
mean?
murdering the game.
Um,
And
Man, no, you know what I mean. So that I know they're gonna be guaranteed a sequel for this movie. You know what I mean, automatically,
I
because of
also read
alone.
some. I don't know if it's gonna come into fruition or not, but I heard him and Ryan and Michael will also talk possibly making a movie on Mansa Musa. Now that
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
I would love it, but we already know with something like that, it would come down to the funding. The money
that's
for it.
true. That's true. We gonna see though. We gonna
Like
see.
yeah, you know what I mean. So who knows? But they keep making hit movies where they are together. You know, like a lot of black actors are doing when they get older.
Right.
They take their money and they start producing their own films.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So it could probably lead to that too. So, yeah, man. But yeah, and also because of the success of Black Panther, more investors be more willing to give money to something like that because they knowing that we're gonna come out and support it too.
That's true.
You know, because at the end of the day, Hollywood don't give a fuck about creativity, what's good or bad. They want to know, can I flip my money? It's an investment.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. That's why we see so many reboots. Because they're like, yo, man, that shit worked in the 80s. I know this shit going to work again.
Right, that's true.
That's all it is.
That's true.
So yes, there are plenty of original ideas out there. They're just not getting financed because they don't want to take a chance on it.
That's true.
So,
so
hopefully they see the Black Panther numbers.
Yeah, Hollywood took a chance, man. 218 so far. Yo, it's a great movie. If you didn't see it, definitely see it once, twice, 3 times. It's one of those movies. The more you see it, it's just going. You go see new things here and there. It's a great learning. Black and Blue returning from Wakanda, baby. You know, and we out.